All right. Welcome to the runningrestaurants.com podcast, where we bring you the tips, tools, and techniques you need to make your restaurant more profitable and successful. I'm your host, Jamie Oikel, and today I've got a great one question with episode for you with Andrew Schmitz, CEO and co-founder of Proceed.app. So Andrew, welcome. Thanks for joining me. A quick question before we get into it. Where are you guys? How long have you been around? What you got?
Hey, Jamie, thanks for having us. Again, pleasure to be here. We're from Appleton, Wisconsin, so the Midwest. We're a startup, launched last year in May, so 2019. Happy to be here and happy to talk today.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we're going to get into where you are and your timing, and obviously COVID is affecting everybody. We're sitting here in September of 2020, and things are still big question marks. But the question of today that I want to get to, and it's kind of right in your company's wheelhouse, right, is how can restaurants get their processes and procedures better under control? What do you got? What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are a visual knowledge management system. And a lot of times when I do these podcasts, I really want to just be able to show it to people because that's the best way, since we're all visual people here at Proceed.app. But basically what that means is small businesses use us to create standard operating procedures, training materials, safety instructions, food safety stuff, recipes, these kind of things, instead of using text, but using really short videos and photos. And so what our app does is it makes it super easy to whip your phone out, take these photos and videos, and kind of organize them with no file management, and distribute them to your team. The other thing that our system does really well is you can get your team involved in the documentation process. So we call that kind of internal crowdsourcing, where if you're a small business owner, you hire people to do certain jobs and you can empower them to actually do the documentation for you instead of having to do it all yourself. So we're a visual knowledge management system. Basically, I believe that visuals are one of the best ways to pass information along. And as it turns out, 65% of people are just like myself, visual learners. It's just when you use visuals to show people what to do, it's just a really thorough, non-negotiable way of passing along these standard operating procedures and training and recipes. And
I saw something on your site that, or a phrase you used in one of your videos that was something like the comparison was to how easy social media is to post, right? You pick up your phone and you tape something for 30 seconds and you explain it and you post it and you send it. And that's how really a whole generation is now crafted to be. Like they're just comfortable with doing it. Is that the mindset?
Yeah, absolutely. So our app was actually designed kind of after Snapchat, but also now Instagram and pretty much every social media platform. So if you know how to post, a photo of your kids or, your weekend happenings on social media, you can easily use Proceed to post work stuff, to document certain processes. Good. So we've borrowed a lot of those mechanisms from popular social media.
Well, it's made it so easy and people are comfortable doing it now, where if you went back 10 years, I don't think people, I know I was hesitant to be on camera at some point. I know some people still are, but for the most part, you don't see it. You have people running around doing this and selfie that and TikTok that. And so people are more comfortable really cataloging what they're doing. So, well, let's talk about restaurants here. And we talk a lot about on our site about this, exactly what you guys do, like this idea of checklists, this idea of processes, about following procedures so things are standardized and you're doing systematizing things make sense. This is making it easier. If I was to ask you a question like, what are some things that people have done in restaurants with your app? What comes to mind? What are some things that come to mind, uses?
Yeah, absolutely. So onboarding is huge, right? Mm-hmm. Getting people up to speed. Anytime you can minimize having, someone shadow, if you can make that shadowing period shorter, that's awesome. Recipes have also been documented inside of Proceed. Something that's really awesome about that is, for a lot of restaurants, plating is really important and how it visually looks on the plate. So you can easily, document and show people exactly how it works. You can show them technique. I always like to say, my fiance is really great at cooking and I suck at cooking. So when I get like those Blue Apron meals or whatever it is, and I'm following instructions and it says, like a drizzle of oil, I'm always like, all right, well, how much is a drizzle? And I kind of want to see someone do it. So those are the kind of things that you can easily capture with a really short video. where there's, no guessing anymore. It's really thorough. Food safety also, like how to wash your hands. As a matter of fact, like for COVID right now, we have pre-built content that we're offering our customers and users, on how to safely wash your hands, how to, certain, things that businesses are doing to, as kind of a awareness and prevention for COVID and safety awareness and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's, I would say onboarding recipes and food safety are probably the three biggest things that restaurants use Proceed for.
I was going to follow up, and you hit it there. I was going to ask you about safety procedures, and what I see restaurants, or what I see from the customer standpoint is restaurants, customers want to know that restaurants are doing things safely, right? Because it's just a big decision process and where you go. And so have you seen restaurants do anything well in terms of communicating the procedures that they are doing in-house so that customers feel comfortable? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. And I'm not, just off the top of my head, I'm not really sure if I've seen, a business necessarily promote to their customers that they're using our system.
Yeah.
But that's a really interesting question, Jamie. And I actually wonder if there's more to it.
I guess just a follow-up thought would be if you're listening, and you probably already thought about this, is like, just do communicate what you're doing. And it obviously should be apparent, right? In the things that you're doing and operating. Maybe you got sanitizer out and stuff like that, but also go ahead and post something on your website or your social that communicates what you're doing. I bumped into a good one today on LinkedIn. It was a big restaurant organization out of I think it was Philly. And it just was a 1-minute video saying, "Hey, listen, we're taking stuff seriously. This is what we're doing, and we're not going to give up, and we're still going to make it fun for you. But this is where we are. We're sitting in a shitty environment of a lot of question marks, and that's what it is.
Sure.
But you still want to do business, and your customers still want to eat, but they want to do it safely, and everybody wants to continue and not go backwards. So whether it's through what you guys do or whatnot, I just encourage everyone to take that philosophy. So. So I mean, definitely people need to go out to your site and see what you guys are doing. You have to systematize what you're doing. You guys can do it. So let's talk about the best place to go, whether it's right to the App Store, your website, social. Where can they find you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Best way to find us and to get connected with us is through our website. And we actually built like a special page for running restaurants. We're offering anyone who's found us through Jamie here a 25% discount off your first year. And you can get that by going to proceed.app/running-restaurants. That'd be www.proceed.app/running-restaurants.
Awesome. That's cool. Yeah. So go check those guys out, folks. All right, folks, that was Andrew Schmitz of proceed.app, and you can find them on the web and get that special at proceed.app. So not .com, like proceed.app/running-restaurants. And they'll have a page there for you. You can learn all about that. So that's awesome. I appreciate it. For more great restaurant marketing, operations, service, people, and tech tips, make sure to stay tuned to us here at runningrestaurants.com. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Andrew.
Hey, thanks, Jamie.